Life in a world that keeps changing. Think that it's progress you're making. Copy and paste pretty faces all the time. Pictures so perfect we play.
Hello wonderful people, welcome back again to Anointed Lady TV, the home of news and politics. And we drop news every day, and we also react to every videos that comes our way. If it is your first time in this channel, you are highly welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are returning subscribers, we appreciate you for your massive support, and we say may God richly bless you all for supporting this channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please kindly smash on the subscribe button, put on the bell so you get to know anytime we drop a new video. I have a video to present to you this very moment, and I will be watching that video with you. And after watching, let's drop our opinion constructively at the comment section, like our videos, and also share our videos if possible. Bye.
The National Assembly members, that God in heaven will condemn them and humanity will condemn them if they doctor the Electoral Act amendment process and remove the electronic transmission of results, or if they refuse to complete this process within a reasonable time. It is clear from the foregoing that President Buhari has, over his past 6.5 years, emerged the most incompetent, inept, divisive, unskilled, unimpressive, uninspiring, and divisive president in our history. President Buhari lacks basic understanding of the issues in handling a multicultural, multi-ethnic, and multi-religious country such as Nigeria. The current agitations and heightening insecurity in the southeast, southwest, south-south, and the middle belt are direct consequences of the failure of the president and his inability as well as incapacity to lead. The hate and sectionalism, nepotism, and divide and rule system with which the president has presided over this country since 2015 are the foundation of this agitation. What a shame that citizens who voted President Buhari in 2015 and 2019 and who were able to feed themselves and their families cannot even be sure of a single meal a day. To hold the government accountable for the mismanagement of our country, its economy, security, and indeed every other facet. In 2015, Nigerians voted in President Muhammad Buhari and the APC, believing that our economy will get stronger. Insecurity and corruption wiped out. But 6.5 years after, the economy has totally collapsed, and the lives of Nigerians are now so cheap that the government does not show empathy anymore. With every available data from the National Bureau and collaborated by experts, Nigeria is now broke and fast sliding into a failed state. In 2015, the APC shouted to the high heavens that insurgents and terrorists has taken over and controlled large expanse and territories of Nigeria, up to the size of Belgium. But today, very hungry Nigerians are in shock that insurgents, bandits, terrorists, and kidnappers are now in firm control of Nigerian territory as large as Hungary. Hungary is at least 3 times the size of Belgium. The worst part is that the government is so confused and does not know what to do. These terrorists have advanced close even to the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and are in firm control of almost all the entire local government areas in neighboring Niger State, and the government continues to grab. All telecommunication signals have been cut off in the entire Zamfara state and almost all of Kaduna. This has made it practically impossible for communities under attack to call for any help whatsoever, leading to the killing of entire villages and communities, which are discovered long after the bandits have left. Katsina State government, which is the president-owned home state, has lost total control of almost half of its 34 local government areas to these bandits. Niger State, which has common boundary with Abuja, has lost some local government areas. Sokoto State is also now under attack. It must be stated that these areas were very peaceful before the coming of APC and President Muhammad Buhari. Yet, we have a president who, instead of admitting his failure, was blaming imaginary middlemen. Pure water is now 20 naira, and middlemen also to be blamed for the 100% increase in price, this price has remained at 10 naira for almost 14 years. President Buhari does not even understand the problem facing the country. Hence, he does not have the solution or an idea of what the solution looks like. The bad policies, misapplication of funds, corruption and looting, and the lack of ideas and incompetence of President Muhammad Buhari are responsible for the worsening economic situation of the country. Dear Nigerians, corruption is at a scale never contemplated or seen in our nation's history. Even during the most corrupt Abacha regime, unbridled corruption has become the order of the day in our public life. There is seemingly a race among officials of this APC government to know who will loot the most. Almost all former office holders in our country who have pending criminal charges against them have all crossed over to the APC to have their sins against our country forgiven. Most of the territories in the northeast, which were also recovered before the 2015 election, which brought APC and Buhari to power, have also fallen back into the hands of the terrorists. The entire national security architecture has collapsed, and Nigeria is daily losing the war despite the trillions of naira spent by this government on security situation. Virtually all schools and educational institutions in many parts of northern Nigeria have been shut down. Keeping our children uneducated is the surest way to keep them poor and also fastest way to make them possible recruit for these terrorist bandits. Farmers in Nigeria now find it extremely difficult, if not impossible, to go to their farms again, leading to the skyrocketing of prices of very basic food commodities. It is on record that the APC has so played ping-pong with the war against corruption, which it inherited in 2015, to the extent that to date no member of the APC who was a former office holder have been charged to court, including states like Zamfara, Imo, Osun, Nasarawa, which were ravaged by their former governors who are members of their party. Again, it is on record that this APC government, despite their deceitful claims to Nigerians that they will fight corruption, has till date not successfully prosecuted any former office holder for corruption under their government. Nigerians can testify that there is no more public sector anti-corruption war being discussed anywhere. EFCC is now only chasing Yahoo boys, yet our public officials daily line their pockets with our common patrimony without fear. There is a wise saying that says, "Show me your friends, and I will show you who you are." Yes. Nigerians are please invited to see who the friends of President Muhammad Buhari and the APC are. Their friends are the same persons who looted the country dry and who were charged to court by the previous government, and those who are also currently looting the country dry. The more you loot, the closer you are to the seat of power in Aso Rock, and the closer you get to President Muhammad Buhari. There are now more public officials in APC who are billionaires than businessmen who are billionaires. The worst of Nigerian looters are now in APC and are regularly rewarded with party tickets for governorship and senatorial election. What a shame. I repeat, what a shame. Position of result we stand, and that position is immutable. Nigerians want it, INEC is ready for it, and has declared it has capacity for it. Yet APC wants to derail our democracy and subject the activities of INEC, a constitutional independent body, to the political whims and caprices of Nigerian Telecommunication Commission and Mr. Issa Pantani, a man with questionable past. We won the National Assembly. However, worse than the above fact that President Buhari is a failed leader is that the National Assembly is populated by political hallelujah boys who are approving and sanctioning everything from the executive. They are the laughing stock in the international community. We hereby put Nigerians on notice that they will yet again approve the current loan request pending before them from the president. Even when the Nigerian debt burden at its worst level is at its worst level ever, rising up to over 33 trillion, this National Assembly leadership will still approve the request for further borrowing. Even when the government cannot account to Nigerians on what this project, the money they claim to have been borrowed, where they are and what they have done, the National Assembly will still approve this one without asking questions. Nigerians must know that for every 1,000 naira Nigerians makes today, 980 naira is used for payment of debt. Which country can survive under such condition? What a shame. Nigeria now spends more on debt servicing than on health and education. Due to the incompetence of the president, there have been an actual decline in the country's revenue. In 2020, the total revenue of the government was just about 3.4 trillion, despite all the increases in the prices and cost of every government service, whereas in 2015, total revenue of government was 5.43 trillion. Oil prices were higher in 2020 than it was in 2015, yet revenue was declining. Nigeria is suffering the cost and consequences of the incompetence of one man by name President Buhari and the corruption of a reckless political party, the APC. Clearly, President Buhari is running a moly economy that is 44 sitting, 99 standing. We call on the opposition members in the National Assembly to work in alliance with patriotic members who are imprisoned in APC and seeking liberation to commence action and impeach the President of the Senate, Senator Ahmed Lawan, and the indicted Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, immediately as a matter of national interest. Any further delay will occasion irreversible damage to the fabrics of our country. These two men have reduced the once respected parliament to house of political hallelujah that exists for the purpose of running errands for President Buhari and endorsing all his failed agenda. Never in the history of our parliament have the parliament elected such political clan. Every day Gbajabiamila presides as speaker, the parliament is ridiculed because it is a taboo for a man caught in dishonesty to be making law for honest people. Senate President Ahmed Lawan and indicted Speaker Gbajabiamila have not only reduced but completely removed the bar of the lawmaking process. Lawmakers are no longer respected and are ignored even when they officially summon officials of the executive. When this mission of change in the leadership of the National Assembly is accomplished, the first duty of the new leadership will be to ensure the removal of President Muhammadu Buhari from office immediately by way of impeachment before he completes his agenda of finally disintegrating and destroying our country. Let it be known that this action is as a matter of urgent national importance. The question is, we all have accepted the president and the leadership of the House led by Speaker Gbajabiamila and Lawan has fed Nigerians. But the question is, are we going to keep quiet and wait until they finish destroying the country for the next remaining 19 months? No. Go to bed sleeping. Nigeria is tending towards irreversible damage if the National Assembly allows President Buhari to continue in office for the remaining 19 months of his tenure. There may not be a Nigeria for our children. Bandits and terrorists are emboldened by his crash failures to continue their onslaught on innocent Nigerians. If a cosmopolitan state like Kaduna, which houses over a dozen military and security formations, can collapse to the inferior firepower, manpower, and training of these motley ragtag bandits, then it clearly shows that this fish is rotten in the head. It is in view of this that the opposition, having come to the unassailable conclusion that President Buhari has abused his office, grossly misconducted himself, exhibited lack of capacity to remain in office, and failed in his primary duty as enshrined in Section 14 of the 1999 Constitution, which said that the security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government, and such failure renders the government useless to the people. Under the watch of President Buhari and the APC, Nigeria has become the poverty capital of the world. Under the watch of President Buhari and the APC, Nigeria has become the unemployment capital of West Africa, with over 1/3 of its workforce out of job. Under the watch of President Buhari and APC, Nigeria infamously remains as the third most terrorized country in the world, even worse than war-torn countries, taking us back to the Stone Age when life was nasty, brutish, and short. Under the watch of President Buhari and APC, Nigeria became the world capital of open defecation, sending the country back to the Stone Age. Should it get worse before we speak? We urge them to ignore the movement of politicians from other parties to the APC, as those are not in their interests. Politicians who believe they have not made money since their election are moving to the APC so they can steal money, and those who are stolen are running into APC to get cover, as the APC is the platform where looters are given national honors and not prosecuted, and even invited into the State House to have handshake with their leader, President Muhammadu Buhari. So if we keep quiet, it means that the next president that will come will use that as a standard. So that is why, whether we will succeed or not is not the question. Because children that is there to born will ask us, when we had this kind of situation, what did we do? Did we go to sleep because the team president is too powerful and people fear him? No. We pay him with taxpayers' money. Remember, he used to be on pension. Now he can afford friends who can give his children iPad during wedding. So for the fact that he's running on public fund, for the fact that he's running on your VAT, on your tax, we have a right to demand for better governance. And to let the world know that the standard of what APC is doing and Buhari is not the standard of national governance, and that the APC have brought so much political recklessness that can destroy and undermine the republic. So as Nigerians, it can be any other political party, but not APC. You need to start talking to each other. You need to start mobilizing. That never again in the history of our country will we have such a reckless and divisive system or leadership that is produced by a political party. I thank you all for coming. May God bless Nigeria.